in the bottom right now in the blue, and what promises to be, oh, I hope this is an awesome series for Dragon Kites of Gaming. It's herO. And the upper left in the red for Team Liquid, it's Clem. And what a matchup this is. As we get into this series, as we get into this game, we got to talk about these two players, because Clem and herO really are two coats, two sheets, two blankets, two whatever you cut out of cloth. They're cut out of the same cloth here, because herO is the man who doesn't know when to stop being aggressive. He is the man who, given the option between taking a fourth base and taking it another 5 minutes and 99% winning the game, and taking it and going all in right there and only 75% winning the game, he's gonna take the second one. He loves his aggression, really to a fault. And Clem, of course, he is this player that maybe is not as aggressive as maybe a herO Marine in PvT, in terms of just how early he's looking to hit. Again, herO Marine on those quick timings, on those 1.5 base Marine, Cyclone, Viking type of build. Maybe that's not Clem as much. He's certainly a player that is going to be, he's going to try to lean into you with the full force of his multitasking, of the full force of his aggression on the left side, on the right side. Occasionally we can see like a proxy starport or something, but in general, this is stylistically, this is a great matchup. And in general, it's a matchup that we don't get all that often. It's only happened 18 times over the entirety of Legacy of the Void, which is 8 years at this point. And yeah, you know, herO was in military for a little bit, but only 18 best of X series have ever happened between these two, which might sound like a lot, but then you remember that herO and BeoMulf have played each other 97 times recently, or since Legacy. So it just just a little bit different. But for now, as much as I'm talking about how these players love to get aggressive, love to do things, be active, this is Gressfon. This is a map that we're not going to see a ton of craziness early. Now, the big thing that we have to point out here is the fact that herO is opening Twilight. He is going to most likely open Blink. We've seen him do Charge Storm occasionally, but again, that is very occasionally. It's not all that often. So this really should be Blink more than anything else coming out of herO. And for Clem, it's going to be a 2-1-1 type of setup. So what this means, it's a couple things. It means Stim will be fast. We're talking 5:30, 6:30, somewhere around that era, but not 7 minutes, not that typical 3-1-1 type of setup. It also means that there's going to be maybe a little bit less tech for Clem than there otherwise might be as the Reaper gets into the main. Starport will be delayed because of this. So for now, Clem, he's got, well, he had a Cyclone on the way until he saw the main base. That's adaptation. He had that Cyclone on the way. That's what he wanted to go for, to make sure he was safe against some sort of Stargate player, or the other way to look at it, if this was a Stargate opener from herO, Clem could push through and kill it very quickly. But seeing as he saw that, okay, additional gateways go down, Twilight on the way here, researching something, he doesn't need those Cyclones. He wants tanks, or that tanks, again, very, very good against Stalkers and to a lesser extent Zealots. Behind this, of course, Clem's got that third barracks on the way before the starport. This is a lot of production early on. And herO's aware of this. herO knows what, at least the bones of what Clem is doing. He saw the tank pop out. He saw the barracks on the way. He didn't see the stim timing, but he saw the 2 barracks done, third one on the way. That's enough of a scout in and of itself. So we're not going to see him take a third base all that quickly. He understands the timings that herO's, or that his opponent's going to look to go for. Instead, this is going to be Blink. Obviously, we can see that this is 3-gate Blink here coming out of herO, but he's going to drop a Robo Bay very quickly. He's going to make sure that he has that splash. He has that AoE to be able to handle this incoming pressure from Clem. And even more importantly here, he knows it can be Colossus very easily because this starport is so late. There will most likely not be a Raven. Starport's, it's 5 minutes and the starport not done. And more importantly, there's no tech lab to put this starport on, right? The factory is there. It was building a reactor so Clem can reactor these medevacs out in time with +1 stim, combat shields, all of these things hitting right around that 6-minute mark. So that seems to be the timing that Clem really wants to hit. So by that time, give it another 30 seconds, there will be one Colossus out, a second one on the way. And herO, with his blink done here, it seems like he is going to try to get a little aggressive, a little bit harassy with these stalkers out front, but it's only 4 of them. This is not enough to do much of anything. Kill a Marine or 2 maybe, especially as combat shields are not done. 4 stalkers will one-shot at that time, but now that combat shields are done, no longer the case. But more importantly, he wants to know when this army is moving out from Clem. So he's going to see it right now. It's a tank. It's a ton of bio. But the key thing here is that it is only 1 tank. And Clem scans this out, actually. He sees the Colossus popping out, so he knows what the timing's like. It's only a single tank. That's actually a really big deal when we talk about dealing with these Colossus openers. For Clem, it's all about the bulk. It's all about this 51 army supply, or I guess 49 army supply of biomedevac. Of finding this timing when you can just shove through your opponent, regardless of the Colossus tech they have, or whatever else they have. Is seems like a zealot move. No, that was an adept that tried to find its way in. Now, this is where life gets complicated, because Clem has a drop in the main base here. The stalkers are at the front, Colossus at the main. That's going to have to be a recall. So Colossus shows up, and really not a lot of probes go down, because Clem appears to have targeted. I thought I saw damage there on the Nexus, but apparently not. Anyway, at the front here, Immortal here, shield battery for now, but it's going to go down very quickly. Those force fields are going to be fantastic. Those zealots get on top even without charge. And here come the Colossus on the front lines as well. 15, 13, 10 seconds until extended thermal lance will be ready. So this first push out of Clem, it's kind of stalling out. Not finding the value that it wants. It got some zealots, a shield battery. Yes, technically Clem has traded better, but he didn't kill any of the economy. He didn't get any of the high-tech units that herO would be looking for. And now these Widow Mines are going to go down here. Nice move. And herO's going to actually find this army separated. The tank was sieged up on the other attack path. Now, of course, this drop in the main base once again. herO pulled his entire army forward. He's gonna eat some significant pain here, especially as Clem going on the other side. We're going full base trade here in this game number 1. +1 attack gets denied, but on the other side, this third base denied as well here for Clem. He only has 2 bases. Now it seems like this drop is gonna deny that base. It's gonna get 13 probes, but it will not get the base in the main. It will get the third though. That's the big deal as the SCVs continue to have to run away here. 18, 19, 20 workers will fall. So for every drip of damage that herO's taking, at least for the moment, he is answering in space, but he's got to find his way into the main. Meanwhile, Clem on the other side, herO's economy eviscerated here, but he's building more Colossus. He's going to go up to 4 Colossus pretty quickly, and that actually makes a significant difference here as the Colossus run forwards. It's only 1 tank. It's only a single tank against these zealots and these stalkers and this Colossus play. Yeah, +1 was dealt with, but that doesn't really seem like it's enough here. So herO, he deals with this. But does he truly? It's 48 dead workers. Pylons are going to go down. It's 8 probes on the map. So Clem, that counterattack did wonders. And now Clem's going to have to ask himself a very simple question. Can he run across the map here? That force field, though. My goodness, what a force field there from herO. He's going to section the army off half piecemeal. And yeah, the army supply is really good for Clem right now. But 14 of it's in medevacs. The lead, for the most part, the army supply lead is in medevacs here. So if the army of Clem can find its way together, can join up, it's going to be good for herO. But even still, a Colossus will fall as Widow Mines get blinked back away from. And the big deal is that technically herO has an economy. Clem doesn't, or excuse me, Clem has an economy. herO doesn't, not really. In fact, now he doesn't at all. The probes are going to get found in the natural. herO is not mining, but he has Colossus firing away from the high ground. These Vikings are such a problem, though. Stalker's going to blink on top of the army. It's do or die here for herO in game number 1. He's fighting so hard. The Stalkers are falling, and we talked about how that medevac, it's not even... You can't quite count it in the supply, but it's keeping these units alive for so long. The single Colossus still here, though. And herO blinks into the main base. 23 army supply to 17. And now this heavy, and I mean heavy, worker count that Clem has, it only matters to make sure that he survives, that it's beef. It's something to try to allow these last couple Marines, these Marauders that are going to pop out. It's trying to find their value as now herO onto the low ground gets an extra Marine. It's about every single unit here 4 Marines, 3 Marauders, 5 Medevacs. Everything that Clem has in herO tries to take the fight before the army is ready, but Clem, he's dodging the stalker shots with his Marines. He has the damage for that. He has the time. And in these late game, or these small supply engagements, Clem dodges the Colossus shots. And that's going to be a game 1 victory for Clem. He dodged the shots. Clem is just too good, man. He's just too good. And in the upper right here in the blue, I was convinced that he had that base trade going for himself, but it just wasn't quite there. For Dragon Kites of Gaming, it's herO. Of course, in the bottom left, his opponent in the red, squeaking it out, dodging individual stalker shots. It's Clem. And as we get into game 2 of this, really what's been an awesome series thus far, I would like to remind you all that if you want more games from herO and Clem and Bjorn and Raynor and Maru and Cyril and all of these incredible players, and you want to make sure that you're only consuming the best Starcraft content, at least the best games. Your opinions of me can vary. Make sure to sub to the channel, because I can guarantee you that at least one game in every series that gets uploaded is just awesome. This is curated for you. I promise I curate this as well as I can. So sub to the channel, like this video, just for the simple fact that Clem was dodging stalker shots with his pickups. And if you want to catch me live, I generally stream Tuesdays and Thursday nights around 8 p.m. Eastern as we catch up on some awesome replays, awesome series from the course of the week or so. So check that out, twitch.tv/BeoMulf. And let's see what we got here in this game number 2. Clem opting for a much more aggressive opener in this second game compared to game 1 was a 2-1-1. That 6-minute sim timing that really didn't get that much done, all things considered. This one is getting more aggression even faster. There are ways you can go about this, though. This is not running across the map with stim, necessarily. This can be for a quick Widow Mine drop. This can be for Hellion drops if Clem decides to go for that. This can just be for Mass Reaper play. A little bit less common if you don't proxy, but 2 Reapers are going to go on the map very quickly. This is something taking a page out of Cure in TVT, really. So for now, it's going to be 2 Reapers reactored out, and maybe more. 3 Reapers 2-shot probes, 2 Reapers 3-shot probes. So realistically, I doubt he gets more than 2, as much as I'm talking about breakpoints, but he will get this. Oh no, Clem's getting more. Okay. This is going to be 4 Reaper 3 Hellion pressure, then something to that effect, where you just have a lot of probe killing damage early. And if herO doesn't wall off, he just dies. That is the likely outcome. But for now, Reaper's Hellions on the high ground. herO wants to move out on the map here. He's got 2 Stalkers. He's got the Zealot coming in from behind. This might be a problem here for Clem. This army that he has does not fight the Reaper Hellion all that well. Stalkers, though, they need to get their shots off. KDA charges make everything run a little bit away. And now 1 Stalker's going to go down. We talked about how this doesn't fight Stalkers all that well, but when the numbers are there, well, it really, really does. So the Stalkers are going to fall down. Not a single unit. Well, we had 1 Reaper go down, but that's just it. Clem handles this beautifully. And that is 2 Reapers and a Zealot for, well, 2 Stalkers and a Zealot, excuse me, for a single Reaper. And Clem's going up to 6 Reapers. He's getting ready for a drop behind this. Well, I guess 5 Reapers because he lost 1. But Clem is, he's running pell-mell full tilt at herO's face. This is a knuckle sandwich of the highest order here. He just wants to punch herO out of this game as fast as possible. And there's no wall in the natural. Yes, there's a shield battery, and that will keep things alive for a time. But I got bad news for herO. Reapers can jump. There's a cliff. They can find their way into the high ground very easily, but the Stalkers are going to show up just a little bit. Now, here's the thing, though, is a Reaper will fall. 5 versus 4 versus 3 doesn't really change how much damage the Reapers do to probes, but Hellions dive into the natural. They one-shot. 3 workers go down. And in the main base here, yeah, there's a shield battery, but there are still probes at the edges, so 7 workers go down. And we still have, well, 2 Hellions now, 4 Reapers. Not quite as much damage potential as previous. But even still, Clem finding so much here, and it's a single Widow Mine trying to find his way into the natural as the Reapers to go into the main base, but the probe pull is good for now. Stalker's actually getting low, and Reapers are going to get on top of the transfer. Maybe? No. Okay, they're not going to do that. Thought they were going to, so no more damage for now. And for the most part, it seems like this is getting dealt with. I think one more probe went down to the Widow Mine, but this has been battened down just a tiny bit. The mineral lines of herO are now somewhat okay. There's shield batteries. There are stalkers out in enough numbers that herO is going to be fine. But Clem's only behind 3 workers in this setup. His economy is going fantastically. So he's getting ready for round 2. Two more barracks on the way, adding in tanks as much as he can, eBay for that +1. But the one thing he is lacking, because he spent so much gas. Oh, well, there's a problem here. Reapers and Hellions into the main base. Stalkers are going to try to get on top, but still with 3 Reapers and a Hellion. Actually, maybe this isn't going to be all that bad. The Reapers and the Hellions will fall. It's a bit of a scout. It will see that there is a Dark Shrine. There was an EB out already. Anyways, the big deal, of course, Clem now knows that he has to build that missile turret. He has to save scans, but realistically, he's already got a Raven. Much like that Reaper Beyond series we cast earlier. herO, when behind, when he thinks he has this opportunity, he's going to go a Dark Shrine. But unfortunately, Clem realized that that is not an option. That is an option that hero's going to go for. So you counter. You do something else. So you just get yourself ready for the DT play, and that means Ravens, missile turrets, save scans, whatever you want. And herO, he's pivoting a little bit. No longer is it going to be Invisible Men, Dark Templar. He's dropping charge. He's got a Templar Archives done now. This should be a pretty quick charge or a pretty quick storm on the way as he tries to snipe a tank, but there's just too much damage here. So this is not going to work out for herO. The pressure, it got a Marine, I guess. Something like that. Maybe delay. I think it delayed the 3rd base just a tiny bit. Got that SCV there, but no high value targets, no Marauders, no Medvacs, no Ravens, no tanks. And this really is all or nothing on this storm. It's about 30-40 seconds from completion maybe, as Clem just now is getting that 3rd base. So more importantly, Clem, or he was just now getting that 3rd base, but Clem's going to scout into the main base here, and he's going to see a panoply of things. He's going to see no Dark Shrine. He's going to see that there is, in fact, something researching on the Twilight Council, likely charge. He won't see the Templar Archives, at least not with the Reaper. His medevac didn't see it either, so he doesn't quite know what's happening, and there is no Ghost Academy on the way. There are no ghosts here, so this actually has some potential for herO. Especially he has that War Prism. Hopefully he's learned from what happened earlier, where you want to put the Zealot, or you want to put the High Templar in the War Prism. Don't pre-put Zealots into it. That's how you lose your High Templar and get stimmed upon on the ground and die. And that's really not what you're looking for. Is now the War Prism's going to see this army, and now we're going to see storms coming from behind. Great feedback there on the Raven, but the storms are just going to whiff. They find nothing, and now this bio is untouched. This army from herO, it's 88 army supply to 25. Those storms needed to kill everything, and they just won't. The storms found nothing whatsoever here, and the damage that Clem found early is going to snowball in the extreme. 6 stalkers are going to warp in. Who cares? There's 6 stalkers. Yeah, they have shield battery overcharge, but not for much longer. The pylon gets targeted down here, and Clem is just going to absolutely smash. He's going to roll herO in this series. That game too, off the Reaper Hellion pressure, was not close. And you want to talk about where it started? It all flows back to 3 minutes in, where the two Reapers, or the 2 Stalkers and the Zealot, they all died for minimal gain. herO tried to get too aggressive. Clem punished him for it. He got damage on the other side, and that's how Clem moves on now to the finals here of EPT North America 192. A date with Beyond in that finals.